Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling.
The Power Hour.
I always said, expect the unexpected. Power Pro Wrestling. It's a Power Pro Wrestling watch along for August the 21st. And I want to say hello to the first person in the room, Brooks. Tell us, hello, Brooks, what's going on? Jeff Frog-Wheeler says, good evening on this hot as hell night. It is currently 93 degrees in Jonesboro, Arkansas. The heat index is 107. Lester Seals is watching from Smyrna, Tennessee, and says, hi, Randy. Hello, Lester. Billy is in the house. What's going on? And the First Lady of Hales Team Hales, PJ is in the house. Want to say hello there and want to say hello to Andrew Calvin Jr. As I said, it's hot as hell, and we have a hot as hell show to bring in the producer of the show and the co-host of the show to find out how hot it is, how miserable it is in the state of Georgia, and to tell you what's happening on this show. Here he is, Adam Dunn. Hello, Adam.
Hey, good evening. None cooler here either. It's definitely in the 90s here as well, and feeling like triple digits. I think is pretty hot everywhere around the area today. We got some hot action coming up tonight on the October 9th 99 edition. It's going to be episode 78 of the Power Hour. We're going to start things off. We're going to take a look at last week where we saw Doug Gilbert. He showed up and stole Brian Christopher's blazer. We'll see Doug in action against Glenn Kolka. Review from Doug as well. Blade Boudreaux, the Cajun sensation, arrives in the parking lot, and he gets attacked by none other than Lance Jade, who's been here the past few days. Special thing you want to stay tuned for today. We mentioned it last week. Special appearance on the Power Hour today. The Diamond Ring and Cadillac man himself, Sputnik Monroe. And Cornette will have a thing or two to say about that. We'll see an ambulance arrive, and then Too Sexy Brian Christopher round. We got a great segment coming up there. Dave hints that Brandon Baxter may have joined the organization of James E. Cornette. Brandon storms out at that accusation. We'll see Ali. We saw him a few weeks ago. He'll be in action against Alan Steele. Mick Tierney will be going against the Olympian Kurt Angle. We'll have an interview with Kurt and Wolfie. And then we'll see Wolfie in action against Derek King. And the saga of Doug Gilbert and Brian Christopher continue. So it sounds like a big action-packed show still to go here today, Randy, on the Power Hour.
And we won't waste no time. October the 9th, 1999, long time ago, show number 78. Let it roll. Here we go.
Doesn't matter.
You are looking live at the beautiful sights of Memphis, Tennessee on this great Saturday morning. It is now time for a Memphis tradition. The Power Hour is on the air live from TV5.
Here we go. The big surprise, considerable expense, and here's the present. Now, you don't need that today because you will love this. I understand you didn't like the TV. You will love this one.
So you know what I'm going to do before I open this box? I'm going to hurt somebody, Randy. Oh, yeah.
Hey, come on. Hey.
Nobody in the bar.
There ain't nobody in the bar. Nobody in there, Brian. There's nobody in there. Press play.
Press play.
Dave?
What is this music?
I'm a little nervous about this on live TV.
Don't go nowhere.
People that you don't want to hear. There's people you don't want to see. Brian Christopher, you know this voice, and it is a voice from the past. Will you listen to me? If you want to see me, all you have to do is walk out in the parking lot, and you'll be looking face to face. I hope one thing for your sake, you better not have left your keys in your car.
I think he did leave his keys in his car. He got out the car with the bat and took off. Oh, look out! Doug Gilbert's in the car! Brian takes off! You've been had! Doug Gilbert! Taking off and...
He's real lucky, Adam, that nobody was coming, man. That could have been a big disaster.
Brian's got that baseball bat, and he's going after Randy now.
Come on, Randy, get out of there if you can.
He's been swinging that thing like 40 going north. Come on, Brian. Come on, Brian. Come on.
That's the Power Pro Wrestling Show number 78, October 1989. Andy, BJ, Billy, Lester, Andrew Calvin Jr., the whole crew, Brooks, everybody with us today on the Power Hour.
Power Pro Wrestling.
Hello, Al Tuttle. Don't hear from you much anymore.
Power Pro Wrestling.
Good to hear from you. Ray Brooks.
Dave Brown
Man,
here at
I
ringside.
haven't heard from you in a
I'll tell you
long
what, he's
time.
here in just a minute. Corey Macklin, my partner's in Las Vegas at the Elvis auction. I see he missed the Lincoln Continental, the $250,000 car, but maybe he'll get something else there. Randy
Hey,
Hales
Gerald.
is joining me today. Randy, welcome.
Hey, I'm fired up, Dave. Huge card. 6 matches in the studio and a big preview of Revenge is Sweet at the New Daisy Theater coming up tonight.
And, of course, we'll have Brian Christopher in action a little bit later on. You saw some of those going-ons from last week. He'll be in the main event against his former
Look
tag
at
team
that
partner
black
from years ago,
hair,
Kid
dark
Wicked.
hair,
Doug
man.
Gilbert also in
I have
action
that no
today.
more.
But remember, with both those guys in the same building, anything can happen.
You know what? Jim Cornette last week promised to prove that Brandon Baxter is the newest member of his organization. We'll hear from that, hopefully, today and see if that's true.
I'm not sure about that at all.
You
Steve
know, when
Bradley will
we
be
were
here.
young,
Wolfie
I
D,
was-
Derek King, Kurt Angle, Mick Tierney, Ali will be here. The debut
37
of Blade.
maybe?
All of that
38?
is coming up today.
And one of the legends of Memphis wrestling, the Diamond Ring Cadillac Man, Sputnik
Thank you, Lester.
Monroe, will be right here today. A big show, Dave.
It's a big show. Let's get it underway. To the ring for the introductions. Here's David Evans.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first
This
match
was
of
a
today's
Dennis
Power Hour is scheduled
Wren
for one fall, with a
of Brian's,
10-minute time
Adam.
limit.
I don't know if I've told you
Introducing
that
first,
before.
From Canada, former star of the CFL, Glenn Kolka.
Instead of Dennis Wren, Adam says it's an eye doctor. I don't know who that was. No, give a shit. He was some kind of fucking doctor.
His opponent, from Lexington, Tennessee, Dangerous Doug Gilbert.
Doug Gilbert in here to do battle against Big Glenn Kolka. This should be a great match. Couple of great competitors. Thank you, David Evans. Great job. We'll be seeing more of David as the show goes on here today, too. At ringside with Glenn Kolka, Kevin Christian. That is not a good sign. He's the one walking around with a Canadian flag around ringside right now. Doug Gilbert taking time to say hello to many of his fans around the ring.
The situation, Dave, as you know, Doug Gilbert, Brian Christopher, huge history, Memphis wrestling. Both guys about the same age have been involved in situations in the past. For the last 5 years, they hadn't hooked up. Last week, thank goodness for me, Doug Gilbert was a good plan. He came in, and Brian Christopher
I don't
now
know
will
the
have
production
to meet
though about it. a wide
Dangerous
shot,
Doug
and I
Gilbert
had
for the
walked
first
around,
time in about
walked
5
over to the
years
kitchen to
tonight,
give me
a
a
huge
watermelon.
in-match spectacular at
Great
the
books,
new Daisy
rubbing it
Theater.
in. I was
Revenge
9
is
years
sweet.
old
Well,
on
it's
October
something
the
not
9th,
only the fans should be looking
1999.
forward to tonight, it's something that
Damn.
Doug Gilbert, I know, is particularly looking forward to. Doug has made no secret of the fact that he dislikes Brian a great deal and some of his family members because he's cost him money. He's done all sorts of things to him that have been bad for Doug Gilbert and the Gilbert family. So he is really looking forward to this action coming up at the New Daisy Theater tonight. Christopher will be here later on. He's in the main event today against Kid Wicked. Meanwhile, look at Doug Gilbert working on Glenn Coca. Doubled up right fist. Coca, the big Canadian, back in the corner, and he is staggered, Randy.
No doubt about it. Gilbert, dangerous, his nickname says, and he certainly is. Preparing for the big right hand. No, Coca stops him there, rakes the eyes, and now for the first time in this match, Glenn Coca is in control of the situation.
You know, Doug is not too fond of Coca either because Coca and Mick Tierney were instrumental in injuring Doug Gilbert a few weeks ago. Coca drops down with the big leg. He's got the cover. Is this it? One. Nope. Doug Gilbert able to reverse it. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. The match will continue. Referee Aubrey Rain right there on top of it. Both wrestlers with a chance to win it right there, but neither could capitalize on it for the count of 3. Hey, Randy, when we go to break here after this match, we're going to show the address of the brand new Power Pro Wrestling website. It's very easy to remember, powerprowrestling.com. All sorts of interesting things on a great website.
Real excited about it. Updated news, previews, results, great pictures. Really looking forward to it. I think the people will really enjoy the brand new website designed by Mal Isaac Singleton.
Oh, what a talented man. What a great job he's done. Count of 3. He got him. Glenn Coca defeated by Doug Gilbert. A measure of revenge on Glenn Coca. Now, Doug Gilbert is going to turn his attention, I'm sure, to Mr. Brian Christopher and getting a measure of revenge there at the New Daisy Theater tonight.
The winner of the opening match on Power Pro Wrestling as Dave prepares for interviews with Dangerous Doug right now, Doug Gilbert with a victory over Glenn Coca. The big action coming up tonight, Dave, at the New Daisy Theater with Dangerous Doug, Brian Christopher.
Doug, congratulations on the victory today, but now you're looking ahead, I'm sure.
You know what, Dave Brown? Just like all these people sitting behind me, you look forward to Christmas, don't you? You know what? Tonight, a few short hours away, Brian Christopher, it's going to be like Christmas for me because I've waited 5 long years. Like I said, there's no manipulation. There's nobody running things that you can have your way. What it says, see, you've dug yourself in a hole, and Randy Hells is going to let me bury you, boy, because you listen to me. Your daddy don't have nothing to do with it. Your grandmother don't have nothing to do with it. And you listen to what I say. Time to get rid of the gum, and let me tell you what the lowdown is. The lowdown in Memphis is Dangerous Doug Gilbert.
Dangerous Doug tonight.
Dave Brown, as sure as I listen to you say it's going to rain today, that it was going to rain yesterday, you listen to what I'm saying tonight. I'm going to make a guarantee just like you do, Dave. I'm going to guarantee you one thing. Brian Christopher, you better walk around. If you're here today, you better walk around good, because next time my people see you, you'll be on crutches, and they will never see you walking right again.
No, Gerald, that
He's a man who delivered
website's
on the
been
promise
dead forever.
today. We'll see if he can do it tonight at the New Daisy Theater. Blade is
I
making
think,
his
maybe
debut on
not.
Power Pro today. I'm told he's arriving right now in the parking lot. Is that right?
Situation, let's check on that.
Yeah, there he comes right here. Blade will be in action coming up in just a few minutes on the Power Hour today. A lot of action coming up.
Very impressive Blade. We saw a great video with him yesterday. What's going on
What's
outside? A car is
Who is
pulled
that?
up, and he's caught. What in the world is happening here? It's Lance Jade.
Lance Jade has been causing problems around here for a month. and he comes running up.
You know,
and
that's
just
not
attacked
typical
Blade
Memphis
out in the
TV or
parking
my
lot.
booking. That was phony as hell.
What is, I didn't hear exactly what he's saying.
The
Lance
setup,
is
you know,
unhappy
I hate
that
that.
he is
I
not
hate it, hate
being
it,
booked
hate
here,
it, hate
and he
it.
says, so much for your big debut. Throws him in the back of the SUV and driving off with him. Well, we'll find out about that. We do have lots of Power Hour. Brian Christopher in the main event coming up later on. Stay with us.
That's
in the building here today.
Ooh, right.
my fault.
Power Pro.
Can you believe, folks? I was just waiting to see if Adam was going to talk, and he didn't, so I guess I need to. Show number 78. We have watched 77 shows with this Power Pro Wrestling Watch Along, and we're on show number 78. That's amazing. And we've seen a lot of just tremendous, tremendous stuff. And as I said earlier, if there's something on here that sucked, I will tell you that it sucked. Gerald Jones said, do you still or can you sell? I don't do it, but yeah, I can if I order them and I had some. But no, I don't sell Power Pro Wrestling shirts at all. But yeah, my company, certainly I could. And it's something I'll discuss. Just excuse the coughing fit. Too much sweet watermelon here, as Gerald Jones said he would love to have one. Gerald said I had one years ago. I had several, and I don't have any at all. Adam, do you still have your Power Pro shirt? I think you say you have told me in the past you do.
It's Power Pro Wrestling's Fall Spectacular. 10 huge matches. Sexy Brian Christopher returns to action, but dangerous Doug Gilbert promises that revenge
Adam
will be
says
sweet
yes,
when
he
this
does.
long-running feud continues. Memphis Wrestling Hall of Famer Sputnik Monroe returns to Memphis to referee the PBW Heavyweight Championship match when sensational Steve Bradley defends
Now,
against
Team
the
Hell
#1
shirt, I like that
contender.
idea.
Cornette will be at ringside. Olympic gold medal winner Kurt Angle meets PG-rated Wolfie D in a #1 contender match. 14-man battle for $5,000.
Now, this is just good TV. Exciting, well put together video.
I love
mean,
it.
this
You
is
can
just
still use
great.
this as a promo today.
Christopher and Gilbert.
I agree.
Revenge is sweet. The next spectacular side is a new Daisy feed. Tickets are $10 and $15.
Hey, it's kind of a soggy day, soggy
Hello,
weekend.
Michael
What
and
do you do?
Humboldt.
You load
What's
up the family
going
and head
on?
for New Daisy tonight.
Man,
See all
that
that
is
action, and
fantastic.
a legend in wrestling, not just in Memphis wrestling, but in wrestling is going to be there tonight, too. Matter of fact, we got him right here today. I'd like to bring him out and talk to him right now, if we could. A member of the Hall of Fame, the Diamond Ring and Cadillac man himself, Sputnik Monroe. Here with us today. Here's Sputnik right here. Always good to see him. Sputnik now making his home around the Houston, Texas area. And we are thrilled with the opportunity to have him here today. Sputnik, welcome. And let's talk a little bit about a couple of the reasons you're here. One we'll talk about tonight. But also I know the A&E Network is preparing a documentary on this man right here, the legend of Sputnik Monroe, and you're in town to help out with that.
Yeah, it's not totally me. It's Sam Phillips and Elvis and me.
Oh, okay. All the Memphis legends then, huh?
Sam Phillips and I were supermen. We didn't.
Gerald, the
leap over 12
voiceover guy was
buildings
just,
before
I don't know if I ever met him. Just,
This
do
is
you
a
think
man
it's
that I
somebody
tell you is just something else? And
they got from
tonight,
out of market?
You got a special assignment down at
Adam?
New Daisy Theater with Power Pro.
Well, you know, I'm not very crazy about what wrestling's turned into. and they have a lot of outside interference. And I thought, well, I was here in Memphis that I'd referee a match and be very staunch about the law, the letter of the law being held, and no interference. If they do come in, they'll get knocked out.
You can do it.
We'll try to have some law and order in the match, and may the best man win.
Well, absolutely. I think everyone, all the wrestling fans will applaud that. The fact we have the match in there instead of all these people running in and interfering. And this is the man that can do it, none other than Spuddy. I don't know. You know Jim Cornette, I'm sure.
Look out,
Yes,
Dave.
I've had the pleasure.
Power Pro.
Legend. Greatest wrestler, Sputnik Monroe. I can't be still my beating heart. Mr. Monroe, please, could you give me your autograph? As a matter of fact, if you would sign it just like you used to when you were wrestling, you know, with a hammer and chisel. You know, Sputnik Monroe. Sputnik
How about a
Monroe.
little respect?
I'm going to give him as little respect as... Hey, wait a minute.
You little puke.
Hold on.
You're not going to interfere in the match, and you're not going to insult me anymore. I'll put something on you Ajax won't take off. That's stronger dirt.
Are you getting ready to talk to me like that?
Well, I guess you got that. Says his piece, and he's on the way. I'd keep that in mind as the day and the evening wear on.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Jim. You know, I've been celebrating my second title victory for the last couple weeks now, and I come back in PG Wolfie D and G-rated Kurt Angle are bickering like two women about who's going to be the #1 contender for my Power Pro belt. Well, you know what? I don't care who wins that. Bring it on, because I'm looking forward to beating either one of yous up. And Sputnik Monroe, let me tell you something. You better stay out of my way, because I do leap over tall buildings, because I am Superman.
That's right.
Well, we'll see you tonight at New Daisy Theater.
Steve, let's go.
Well, that sounds...
Tell you something else. Monroe used to draw big crowds at the Coliseum, right?
Huge crowd.
Not the Mid-South Coliseum, the Roman Coliseum. He was on the undercard of the Christians and the Lions.
Stop it right there. Go on up there and manage, and please stay out of the action, or you may see Sputnik come out here and take care of you today. Let's go to the ring, and David for the introduction.
Gentlemen, this match is scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the ring at this time with his manager, Jim Cornette, from Manchester, New Hampshire, the current Power Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Steve Bradley. His opponent, coming to the ring from Jackson, Tennessee, Kip Morris.
The Power Pro Heavyweight Champion, Dave, Sensational Steve Bradley, defeated Vicious Vic Grimes in a cage match here a few weeks ago. Now he is in a situation where tonight, at Revenge of Sweet, the New Daisy 10-match spectacular, he defends against the winner of the Whoopie D Kurt Angle contender match.
That ought to be good wrestling action. I agree with Bradley on one thing. It doesn't matter who wins the match. You're going to have a great match either way. I know there are a lot of other things that enter into that. And I will also say, as I've said many times, that Steve Bradley is a fantastic wrestler. I'm just sorry that he's hooked up with Jimmy Cornette.
No doubt about it, and Kip Morris looks real good against the Power Pro Heavyweight Champion. Man, caught him there in a big drop kick by Bradley.
Do you think Bradley overlooked Kip Morris here? Because Morris got in a couple of really good moves on him there before Bradley suddenly realized, hey, maybe I'm in a match after all right now.
Very possible, and great move there. That might be it. 1, 2, and 3. Steve Bradley, the winner, and he goes into the situation tonight where, with Sputnik Monroe refereeing, he wrestles the winner of Kurt Angle and Whoopie D.
Well, it didn't take him long to recover there as he came back and got the victory. The Power Pro champion, Steve Bradley. And headed this way right now is once again Jimmy Cornette.
You know, there's been some controversy about a statement that was made last week on television, so I want to clear up all the controversy right now. Me and Sin, because you see, Brandon Baxter, I've never had much good to say about him, had a lot of problems with him, but I knew deep down he was good at heart. You know why? Because he always respected me. He always worshiped me. He always looked up to me as a great manager. somebody to emulate and idolize and follow and want to be like. But you see, Randy Hales and that Corey Macklin and all these rednecks around here, they got to Brandon Baxter and they brainwashed him. They confused the young man. Well, all it takes is a real strong influence for a brain to become unwashed. And that's what happened to Brandon Baxter. He was shown a very strong influence in his life. And as a result, he saw the error of his ways, and he has joined the organization.
Mark
now, people are
says
saying,
next
no,
Monday,
no, no.
when
That's just
Monday Night
Cornette
Raw
with some
comes to
gaga.
Memphis, hope Jerry
Well,
Lawler
we brought some
will
videotape.
be
Last
at
week I sent a
FedEx
tape in. This
Forum.
one
Let
was
me
shot
know.
the
I
same
have
place.
no idea.
It
I
was
would
at
think
my
that would be
plantation
great
down there in
as
Boca
well.
Raton, Florida, where we were celebrating. Brandon Baxter called me on the phone at my request. I told him what was going on. I got him a first-class plane ticket, brought him down to the plantation, and Brandon Baxter joined the organization.
I don't
thanks,
believe it.
like I said, thanks to a very strong influence in his life, and believe me, it was powerful. And for those of you doubters, you doubting Thomases,
We don't believe it.
along with you foodless, homeless morons that like to stay here because
Look, our quitter, if you got tape, show the tape. We don't believe it. Let's see the
that the
tape.
director has. Let's see that videotape.
Only way to get Brandon Baxter's first official comments as a member of the organization. Now, I know we're still on vacation, but I thought we'd do a little bit of business. Now, he and Sin were up real late last night watching wrestling videos, but I'm sure they'll be awake by now, so come on. Oh, Sin, cover up. This is for television.
Still asleep.
Oh, down here?
He was a busy boy last night.
Ooh.
I guess he's not used to a real woman. But you know, I'm so glad that fat tubblard Vic Grimes is gone. He's not a real man like Brandon. No, I just love his bald head.
Well, I don't know about that.
What in the
I
world?
don't think so either. No. No, I don't
Dave's
think
face
so
was
either.
the best thing I've ever
Uh,
seen.
But I don't know. We'll see. Here comes Brandon right here. Brandon,
This is good stuff here.
were you near a monitor? Did you just see that tape that...
Yeah, I just saw it. And Jim Cornette and Sin, I don't know what you're trying to prove, but nobody out here believes it, and you need to go ahead and stop with your little fun and games, all right?
Yeah, I don't think most of us believe it, but I don't know.
It's ridiculous. And Jim Cornette, I don't know what the game plan is. I don't know what it is that you want to try to prove, but like I said, nobody believes it. And like you people, do you believe it?
Well, if it's true, then maybe he could show us better videotape, I guess.
Exactly.
It looked
Yeah.
to me like it could be him.
Oh, it did, huh, Randy Hale?
Well,
I thought you and I were supposed to be friends, Randy.
we are, and I hope what I think.
Well,
is
with friends
happening
like
is
you,
not-
who the hell needs enemies, okay?
Hey, get out of here.
Now, wait.
Get out of here right now.
Come on, Brandon.
I just hope it's not true.
I know, it's inconclusive. Let's leave it that way. Now, what is this?
I mean, you don't have to hide it anymore from anybody. Come on. No. What we have is beautiful. Just admit it. You just better
We don't need to do anything like this.
Brandon, right?
Dave, let's get out of this situation.
Yeah, let's do. Let's take a break. Lots more of the Power Hour to go. Doug Gilbert's still in the building. Brian Christopher will be here in the main event. Lots more, too. Don't go away.
It's the Power Hour.
Your door dealer is still
Hey,
the one.
it's October the 9th, 1999, show number 78. Has a commercial, so I'll throw a little time at you. Be sure to watch tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Central for Talking Memphis Wrestling. Michael St. John won't be with us. He's going to be gone for 5 weeks with broadcasting high school football. Pat Trammell and Chris Ellis will be with us tomorrow. A very interesting show as the major subject on the show tomorrow that we will cover. And I think you will enjoy that, as we will call that feature Moving On from Memphis. We'll do that at 7 o'clock. Then there will not be a Randy Hale show Friday. We will do a show Saturday at 6 Central Standard Time to review All In. That will be a interactive program. as Lee talking about creating suspense, and that's exactly what we were trying to do as we watch this era of Power Pro Wrestling and the Randy Hills era of booking Power Pro Wrestling ends in about 3 weeks, and stepped away forcefully forced away with Jim Cornette becoming the booker legitimately. We'll get into details of that coming up, and certainly a dark period of for me because my favorite part of the wrestling business is producing the television, creating the TV, booking the towns, that sort of thing, and it was just not something that I like doing.
Power Pro Wrestling's Fall Spectacular. 10 huge matches. Sexy Bright Christopher returns to action, but Dangerous Doug Gilbert promises that revenge will be sweet when this long-running feud continues. Memphis Wrestling Hall of Famer Spike Monroe returns to Memphis to referee the PBW Heavyweight Championship match when sensational Steve Bradley defends against the #1 contender. Jim Cornette will be at ringside. Olympic gold medal winner Kurt Angle meets PG-rated Wolfie D in a #1 contender match. 14 men bound for $5,000 in a Royal Rumble Battle Royal. Elite Wrestler Gotham against 3 men. See the Young Guns title on the line. The tag titles on the line. And much more. Christopher and Gilbert meet the revenge is sweet. And next week, 10% is a new Daisy Theater. Tickets are $10 and $15.
Oh, tonight.
Tonight's a big night already. We've heard from Doug Gilbert. And how about this situation with Brandon Baxter and Cornette, Sputnik Monroe, all kinds of things going on, Davey?
I don't know what's going on there. I'm tending to think on Brandon's side that it's not Brandon, but, well, we'll talk more about that in a moment. What's happening? Parking lot again? Something going on? I hope it's not Lance Jade back there. Let's see if we can take, what is this? Somebody on an ambulance.
Not anybody was hurt, that is. As far as I know, that is Brian Christopher coming in on
Bringing him in on a gurney. What is going on here?
How different is that
Anything
idea?
like that in my life. Somebody coming into the wrestling arena in an ambulance.
Well,
What
he's
is happening?
scheduled in the main event coming up here in a few minutes, and they're bringing him in right here on a gurney.
Take care of this, Dave.
What, ow, my knee, what is this? Brian, what's the deal here? Showing up in an ambulance and having them roll you in?
Dave. Listen, Dave. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I've come out here the past couple of weeks, and, I've been...
yeah, it caused problems.
I guess you could say that. But I've had a major accident last night. Last night, I was walking my dog. Listen to me. I was walking my dog, Dave, down the sidewalk. A dadgum cat ran across. My dog started chasing the cat and pulled me into the neighbor's yard. My knee went into a hole right there, twisted my knee, and I felt it like pop, I felt it pop, Dave. I had to go to the Methodist Hospital last night. I spent the night in hospital. The doctor said that I should stay in bed. No way should I come down here. But I was watching on my television set there in the room, and I saw Doug Gilbert running his fat mouth. And I had it. I couldn't take it. I didn't want the people to think that I was scared, that I was a chicken. So I came down here to show you people what happened to me.
Doug's looking for you, all right.
I know he's looking for me. But can you not see that I am in no shape to wrestle today?
No, I see you're here on a stretcher all covered up, but the crowd, I mean, you heard their reaction to your little explanation of the cat running across and the dog and the hole.
They're insensitive. They don't care if I never walk again. They don't care if my career is over. I'm sure you don't care, Dave. But what I'm saying is, I'm sorry for what I've done. And to be perfectly honest with you and to all my fans around the world, Dave, I think this might be the end of my career. I don't know if I will ever be able to wrestle again.
The end of your career?
Seriously, Dave.
Oh, well, say...
Oh, no,
You let me tell you something. This is good.
This man has had a severe injury to his knee. He's torn several ligaments. He's been to the hospital on it. You do not need to get him round up.
I don't need to get him riled up.
No.
Well, you know what I think about you? You don't all get out of my...
Come on, be careful, Doug.
You listen. You don't think I'm stupid. And Brian Christopher, you listen.
Go, Doug.
Why don't you get... Hey!
Well, we might have known from Brian Christopher spraying some kind of stuff. Oh, that doesn't look like a man with a serious knee injury to me.
Once again, Dave, this is a low-down, no-good trick by Brian Christopher. I'm tired of you, Brian. Get out of here. He came in an ambulance, jumped Doug Gilbert. And what is he trying to do now?
He's got some tape of some kind here. Taping up his feet. Trying to incapacitate Doug so that he can't get back on his feet and probably chase him out of here, which is exactly what Doug would like to do, I'm sure. Now taping him up. He's got his arms taped.
Come on, Brian, get it out of here.
Just another, we should come to expect it, fans, as we have just another disgusting display from Brian Christopher.
Brian Christopher is scared of Doug Gilbert. He doesn't want a one-on-one situation with Doug Gilbert tonight at Revenge Street, and he's trying to destroy Doug Gilbert right here today on the Power Hour.
Just shoved Doug up on the stretcher.
Hey.
Give me that. Do it. You want me? You want me, boy? Well, we're about to go for a run down Union Avenue, punk.
What is he talking about?
I don't know, down Union Avenue. I guess he's talking about he shoved our cameraman down there. You okay, Ed? My goodness. Brian Christopher, total disregard for everything except Brian Christopher, headed out to the parking lot, screaming about taking a ride down Union Avenue. Brian is just
hung up out
here. It's he ran into something there, slowed him down, and put him in the ambulance. He's bypassing the ambulance. All right, come on, somebody, no, get him stopped. Don't let him get to the street out there. Okay. Well,
a car in the way.
Somebody leaving.
He tried to put him out of that traffic. I've never seen anything like that. We need some security. We need somebody out there to stick him in that car. Did you see what he tried to do there?
Yep. Oh my goodness! Doug Gilbert has now got the gurney and is headed back. He's got Brian lying in the parking lot now, and whoever's trying to get out is wisely pull back into the parking place to let this settle out. Let's see if we can get some
help out here.
Yeah, let's take us a break. Let's take a break and let's get some security out there and get this straightened out, please.
This is terrible. Did you see what he tried to do, Dave? I can't believe it.
We'll have a show about 6 o'clock Central out to review All In. I'm interested to know how many people are going to watch All In Wembley Stadium in London. Should be very interesting. Andrew, I'm doing real good. Thank you very much for asking. How about that segment? Crazy.
That was great. I like that the gurney almost went on Union Avenue.
That would have caused big disasters.
Oh, could you imagine it rolls out there and a car hits it? Good night.
Oh, yeah. And start a 6-car pileup.
Well, it's almost as bad, like you said, when Doug drove into Union Avenue last week. It's a good thing it was clear when he went.
What is Greg saying?
He said, well, had accident in hospital getting checked out.
I think he meant, well, he had an accident, then period. Then he's at the hospital and getting checked out. Is that the way you read it? At first, I read that he had the accident at the hospital, but I don't think that's the case, Adam. Do you?
Yeah, we'll see what he says. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, prayers for Greg Wayne, everybody.
Yeah, that, and I saw that they're having a benefit show for Vicky also. Oh, yeah, Greg got rear-ended. Hate to hear that, Greg.
Al, am I wrong on that?
You got going on.
Truck wreck, I hate to hear that. You know, for some reason, I thought the show was Saturday and not Sunday. Thank you. So I'll cancel that show and do a Sunday show. I'll cancel it online. Thanks for telling me that.
Days in theater. Tupelo, Mississippi, also coming up tonight at the Salvation Army Building. Tuesday night in West Memphis, Arkansas, at the National Guard Armory. Friday night, Corinth, Mississippi. That's Friday night, October 15th, Corinth, Mississippi. And also on Friday night, the 15th,
that was a big screw up that Al
Civic Auditorium.
helped me out on.
Up around the territory.
The show will be Sunday,
on what's happening today.
not Saturday.
The situation with Brian Christopher doing what he tried to do is ridiculous, not excusable, and I cannot believe
Greg, keep
it.
us
And the
posted
situation
on
also
that.
bothering me, Jim Cornette with that tape and the Brandon Baxter situation. Brandon has been a big supporter of Power Pro Wrestling in the last 3 or 4 months, and Cornette is stronger if Christopher or if Brandon Baxter's with him.
Well, you're exactly right. That would be a very dangerous coalition if Baxter hooked up with Jim Cornette. I don't think he has, but I don't know. I don't know. That tape didn't look like Brandon to me, but I do know that Brandon has a history of a little problem here and there. I remember a thing a year ago, maybe, something like that, where he let some folks down, including parts of the family. Here comes Brandon right here, and I'm sure he's not.
You do one thing. Hey, leave him alone. You leave my personal life out of this.
Get off that
leave
shot.
My personal life off of it.
Well, Brandon, I'm just making a statement. I do remember what happened. I think the fans will remember what happened if they think about it like that. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. But don't come out here and do that again either, Brandon. We'll wait for some more significant information. Let's go to the ring right now, and David Evans.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Memphis, Tennessee, Alan Steele and his opponent, managed by Brandon Baxter, undefeated since debuting in Power Pro Wrestling. This is Ali.
Here comes Ali. I tell you, since he has arrived, Brandon Baxter brought him in here. That's another thing that would bother me if Baxter were to hook up with Cornette. That would put Ali in the Jim Cornette stable, and that would be a very bad thing. Where is Brandon? He's usually out here at ringside with Ali. I guess he's so upset.
More suspense, people.
He's just not here. Alan Steele tries to attack him from behind.
Ali, Dave, is involved tonight at Revenge this week in a gauntlet match. He wrestles 3 guys, and he's been very, very impressive. He catches Alan Steele there. Tonight's a big night. Christopher will be in action against Doug.
A situation like that, again, another reason I love live TV things happen. You could tell when Brandon came out, they had the next shot set to go. They do the intro, and in the chaos of Brandon running out there, they accidentally punched up that shot. But you could see even the ring announcer was concerned and didn't know what was going on. It's just almost like when
it is over. And Ali has another victory on the Power Hour today. We've got a lot more. Kurt Angle coming up. And also,
Good point.
I'm totally okay with
that too as the Power Hour continues.
Because it's neat to get to see other people's real, raw reaction to stuff.
When you want to journey to the...
We've been in a run of shows where the commercials are in it, and we don't want to show the spots. So unless it's something that Adam really wants to see, and then he'll let it go. This is just generic old commercials, right, Adam? And I cannot believe I screwed up on that darn. And I ordered the pay-per-view today, and I just thought it was Saturday. Yeah, I can't believe it. So I've got to cancel that show and online, and then.
Well, there you go. Al gets the credit. For
that.
He's
great.
Associate producer.
Yeah, Adam's giving you associate producer. I wonder if Al's still listening to the front row with Budrow. I'm not.
Probably.
Yeah, he probably calls in every day and knocks me, just like Zach and Lisa does. I'm ribbing, Al. They're not ribbing about you still watching the show, ribbing about you knocking me.
He still listens sometimes.
Adam, a little personal thing. You remember a few weeks ago when I went to the lake with my 3 nieces?
Yeah.
Obviously, my nieces don't see me with my shirt off very often, except once a year when we do a uncle
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute
niece's
time
uncle
limit.
deal at the
Introducing
lake
first
once
from
a year
Ireland,
on August the
with his
5th. So
associate Mike
my
Christian,
niece
the
Amy,
Irish
that's
assassin
working
Mick
for a
Tierney.
dermatologist now,
And his
friend of hers,
opponent from Pittsburgh, the Olympic
she
gold
noticed
medal winner, Kurt
that I had a big ass mole on my shoulder.
David Evans doing a great job.
As Greg is waiting for results, and he will know soon, hopefully by the time we get off. So I have an appointment that I forgot about, but Amy just texted me and let me know that. I have an appointment with the dermatologist to check out that mole and see if anything's fishy about it. That's tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. So there's your scoop, Adam. See? Breaking news.
Several weeks, both of them the same goal, the Power Pro Heavyweight Championship. One of them gets that chance. They get it tonight. They meet in a contender match, and then they will meet the champion, whoever that winner is.
Hey, what about your big buddy Brandon and that videotape? I told you guys last week we had some shocking.
Yeah, right, Kevin. You're part of that whole thing. Kevin Christian over here running his mouth about.
On the camera, so I know that it was all true.
Yeah, right. Well, how come you didn't show us his face? If you're such a great cameraman, Mr. Christian. Kurt Angle, Mick Tierney, meanwhile, going at each other.
I love how Dave always found a way to get big in.
Let me tell you. Kurt goes for the press, didn't work. Mick Tierney
Yes,
caught him in
he
the
really
middle.
didn't like it.
Power slams him down to the mat. 1, 2, no, only a 2 count.
A lot of
Kurt
people
Angle's
don't.
Still alive.
I think you're the only one that does.
Respect in the world for Kurt Angle, going from the amateur wrestling gold medal winner to a
Thank you,
professional
Al.
wrestling star is not easy.
Don't mention that
Defeated
on
J.R. Smooth,
the
won
front
the
row
Power Pro
tomorrow.
Heavyweight
I don't want those
Championship, and he's a
assholes
great wrestler.
to say anything.
Personality
I don't want my
conflict
name
will be
mentioned on
a
that
style
show.
conflict, but tonight at the 2 days, it should be
I don't care about,
sensational.
I'm not mad at Randy or Al. I'm mad at some of the listeners there. So I don't want them to know anything about me. I'll clarify
Level,
that.
and you're exactly right. It's like daylight and dark, the difference in the amateur style and the professional style. Mick Tierney, oh!
This is a good match.
Idea? Was this your idea to go do commentary out there? Because I know a lot of times Cornette might put you out there to do commentary.
When something happens like the Brian
You know, that didn't happen till he started booking. No, I always like at least a two-man
by Tierney, but
crew
over near the
with
ropes. You're
Corey-
exactly right with that situation with Christopher.
Corey gone, and I thought I could add to the
Booked in a match tonight
just
at the New Days.
big now. Great what he does, but when you have to put it in another gear, that wasn't his strong point. He's storyteller and he was credibility. What kind of chemistry do you think? I was going to ask this question before I got mad about something. What kind of chemistry did you think we had during this show, Adam?
To Kurt Angle about the
great.
situation, the contender
I
match
missed that
Dave,
the whole
tonight,
show.
Kurt Angle and Wolfie D.
You guys did great, especially in the open. You guys bounced
Do you
off each
realize
other
how
real
important
well.
the Olympic gold
And
medal is?
then you let Dave do all the interviews.
Tremendously.
Do you realize by winning the Olympic gold medal, that proves I'm the best in the world?
No doubt.
Well, tonight, I have Steve Bradley. Obviously, if I beat Wolfie D. Now, I've beaten Steve a bunch of times, and I'll do it again tonight. But first, I have Wolfie D in what's called a #1 contender match. Randy Hales booked this. I can respect that. But to me, that's pretty much a warm-up match for me to get ready for Steve. Now, I feel sorry for Wolfie D. I pity him. Because Wolfie D, and he even said this a few weeks ago, that things weren't working out for him. He's no longer a contender. He's no longer a competitor. And he doesn't belong in the ring with me. And then, all of a sudden, Wolfie D, this is kind of funny, but Wolfie D then all of a sudden makes this drastic change. He puts on these old, ragged pair of shorts, and he's trying to relive a gimmick. Let's face it, it died about 3 years ago. That's right. So Wolfie D now is...
So we got a little
Wolfie
old
D
Tennessee
died about
from
3
Kurt.
years
I
ago.
like this.
Well, this pretty much sums it up.
Well, you know, I was just
Wolfie
thinking,
D
Kurt,
carries around an old,
you know,
rusted hubcap.
like about his time in Power
Kurt
Pro.
Angle
I'm just
carries
thinking,
around
man,
the
for his
prestige
first appearance to
of
here,
an Olympic gold medal.
the attitude change, the gear change.
In other words, Wolfie D,
I would say he certainly
there's no
developed quite a
chance in
bit while
hell
he
you're
was
going
in
to beat
Power
me
Pro.
tonight. And when I'm through with you, Steve Bradley, shine up that belt.
100% agree with
It's
you.
coming back.
100%. This is a very
Kurt Angle,
good
two big
thing, and he
matches
would have
coming up tonight.
progressed
The first one, though,
more.
he's got to get past
If I had him my
Wolfie D. May not
way
be quite
after
that
that
easy.
first
Back with more
interview,
on
he
the
should have
Power
been a
Hour. Don't
heel.
forget,
We could have
Revenge
done
is
all
Sweet tonight
kinds
at
of
the New Daisy.
things with him, and just think if Lawler wouldn't have been running for the mayor of Memphis, and he could have been on television. Switch Kurt heel on Lawler and Kurt, and just think of how he would have been developed with that.
But I'm just saying, even without that, he acts like, you know, there was no direction for him, didn't know what to do with them. He just kind of languished. But, I mean, if you watch these shows, clearly that's not the case. You know, he came out. I think he's even said that he really admired Steve Austin. And the first time he came out, he had a very much a Steve Austin-looking ring gear. It was very green on the mic, very green in the ring. Now, much to Kurt's credit, how quickly he progressed and got good. Look at the environment in which he was able to do that with. And yeah, he didn't get to work with Lawler, but I mean, Wolfie certainly by this time was pretty much a veteran. And working with a guy like Steve Bradley, how much he was able to progress. And you can see from all these promos how many shows he got.
Here it comes right here. Wolfie D.
I think he got a pretty good development deal out of it.
Go in a match coming up in just a moment.
I agree 100%.
Just say a word.
Wolfie D from the hood
has returned to the PG outfit, and big action tonight.
That's right, Kurt Angle. I hear you out here talking about Wolfie D's dead. Well, you must be looking at a zombie, because I feel damn good to be dead. So, Kurt Angle, tonight, #1 contender match. You're talking about how much that gold medal means in this old rusty hubcap. Well, you know what? That gold medal has not won you not one match. And this old rusty hubcap, it just might win me another one tonight if I have to use it, Kurt Angle. And then Steve Bradley, you've got a little extra heat with me coming out here talking about the both of yous. Well, listen, let me tell you something, you little Jersey goof. We don't say the both of yous around here. We say y'all, and tonight I'm kicking y'all's ass.
I'm sure he got fussed at in that interview.
As the producer of this television program, we don't condone language like that, and this is live television.
Wolfie D and his opponent from Memphis, Tennessee, Derek King.
Yeah. Apologies for Wolfie's language. I know he's upset. I know he's looking for Bradley. I know he's looking for Kurt Angle, but that's unacceptable. And we'll be talking to him about it afterwards, I'll tell you.
But he's sounding you more like
Derek
a disappointed
King,
teacher
former
or
Young
parent.
Guns champion tonight.
Yeah.
One of the 10 big matches, he challenges Robbie D for that Young Guns title. Wolfie D may have double
My goodness,
duty.
to think
He's in
what
the ring,
will
of
fly
course,
on
but
TV
Kurt
for a
Angle
promo
is the winner
today.
of that match, wrestled Steve Bradley with special control, the special referee. Wolfie goes
got
for
that
a cover
right.
Here. This Derek King is a talented wrestler. Don't like his attitude, but he's having trouble with Wolfie D here right now.
Derek started out in Power Pro right from the beginning with a problem determining who he wanted to be. Mr. Personality, he would wrestle in the style of different wrestlers. Then he sort of found his own little area there that he could work in. He did win the Young Guns Championship for a while, but not able to hang on to it. He hasn't been a very consistent wrestler. Wolfie D has him around behind. Oh, Derek King, did you see him kick him in the back of the knee there? Wolfie's got him up over
This
the
is a hell of a match, Adam.
Well, reversal after reversal
Expect
here.
nothing
Each
less
wrestler
from
trying
Wolfie
to gain
D.
the advantage. Wolfie snaps him up. Down to the mat. His shoulders are down. The count is 1, 2. It's over. Wolfie D.
Yeah,
has
Corey,
himself
I've
victory
been a
here
guest
today.
3 times
Now,
on
tonight,
Wolfie's
it's Kurt
show.
Angle,
I think
then
it's,
maybe
the
Steve Bradley
podcast
at
is
the New
very
Day.
good.
Let's take a break, Dave, and everybody don't forget the Power Pro Wrestling website, powerprowrestling.com.
Don't drive around without good auto.
I love this.
2 years or 26,000 miles. That's every oil change, every tire rotation, and more.
That's
All
it.
at no extra charge. So Dodge.
Did we not get the punchline?
No, it wasn't on there. It was cut off.
Corey Bowman is watching from Louisville, Kentucky, and we appreciate it very much, as we are watching show 78. This goes back in time to October the 9th, 1999. Very good show. I've enjoyed it. Little different. Started with yours truly, the owner, the founder, and president, teaming with Dave Brown as Corey Macklin was in Las Vegas. Hey, Adam, have you ever been to Vegas before?
Yeah, I was there about a month ago.
Oh, I thought you went to California a month ago. Was that Vegas instead?
Both.
Man about town. All right. I love Las Vegas.
Yeah, apparently I was there right before, like days before that new. They got some new spear there thing. Like the whole thing is like a video screen, and I just missed seeing it. It's really crazy looking if you see it on YouTube or something.
No, I haven't noticed that. I was in Las Vegas 3 years in a row from Sonic conventions and had a great time. Just a real good time. We went one night and saw the Legend show at one of the casinos, and it was very good. I can't believe how damn freaking young I look there. As Greg Wayne says, nothing broke. Just going to be some sprained muscles in that back. How is your vehicle, Greg? How's the vehicle? I'm glad you're all right, but now when you go to work, you got to drive. So how is the vehicle?
You have something to say? Say it.
I got something to say to Doug Gilbert. When I came in here today and I was in that ambulance,
Whiplash
that was serious.
Greg Wayne.
My
Sorry to
story
hear
about
that.
my dog, my knee injury, I was telling the truth. But when I seen his stinking face, when he
Dave's
got up in
facial
my face,
expressions are out
that's when I had
of this
a
world. Good.
miraculous recovery. That's when,
Yeah, miraculous.
oh yeah.
Absolutely. Take the brace off there, huh?
That's when it started feeling good, Dave Brown. That's when my knee started feeling real good. That's when I started thinking about what I'm going to do to you tonight, Doug Gilbert, when I get you down.
Al
to
says
Daisy.
Reggie be
You've been
fine
waiting
on his
5 years
latest
to get your hands on me. Well, you ain't got to wait
podcast.
5 more hours, because I'll be there waiting on you. And you know what, Doug Gilbert? Beating on your fat head made me feel so good, Dave. Stand back, because I think I might do a little dancing. A little dance.
Yeah, see, I told you he was dancing when he came in here. There he goes. Celebrate, but not for long. Say hello to Doug Gilbert.
He deserves everything. Get him, Doug. Get him. He has that birthday. A little preview of Revision Week tonight at the New Daisy Theater. Christopher gets out of there, and he needs to get away from Doug Gilbert, because you know, Doug, he doesn't play around, and he is fired up and ready for Brian Christopher. Hatred for many years. Christopher attempted to throw him out on Union Avenue in the traffic, and this situation as Doug comes back tonight. You listen, Reggie Hills, Dave Brown, Brian Christopher, 5 long years. The countdown is on. I'm going straight to Bill Street, the New Daisy Theater. You know what? You better call your ambulance buddy, because before I leave Bill Street, you're going to be on that ambulance, and so
Reese Lewis, I agree with you.
You will not walk and dance like you did right then ever again.
Doug Gilbert, I can understand his being all fired up after Christopher arrived in the ambulance, then jumps off the gurney and attacks him. Man, what a night it ought to be on Beale Street tonight at the New Daisy. Look at this, Revenge is Sweet, 10 huge matches, $10 and $15 for the ticket. Sputnik Monroe will be there. Title matches, title contender matches, it all comes up tonight.
Christopher and Gilbert, it'll be something. I want to remind everybody, the Power Pro Wrestling website, PowerProWrestling.com, and a special time with Power Pro Wrestling Day next week, 10 o'clock.
We'll be live
at 10 o'clock next Saturday morning. Of course, the 10-match Revenge is Sweet Spectacular. I've had fun, but it was crazy.
We're glad to have you here, Corey, back next week. Until then, I'm Dave Brown. So long for the Power Hour.
What do you think about the show? And tell us about what we'll see next week, Adam.
Definitely a heck of a show. I thought today's show was just fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And Brian Christopher, and we'll have more of that coming up next week as we'll start off the October 16th edition with a Wolfie D interview. And we've had so many debuts and returns lately. Next week will be the debut of 7 on the Power Hour. Brian Christopher is going to arrive not in the next week, but Brian will arrive in a bus full of all of his fans. We'll have more of Doug and Brian Christopher. We'll have a segment with Romeo Valentine. We'll see a video of him next week. Derek King and CB White will be back, and CB will be in a wheelchair. We'll see Derek King in action against Slick Robbie D. Ken Wicked will have an interview, and he'll take on Tony Falk. Then we'll see Lance Jade again attacks Blade Boudreaux. And we'll have 6-man tag action as Steve Bradley, Mick Tierney, and Glenn Kolka will go against Alan Steele, Bulldog Reigns, and Ali. Brian Christopher will go against Doug Gilbert. And 2 more surprise returns next week. So it's going to be another action-packed Power Hour. Make sure you're here for it next week, Randy.
Now, I have a little problem with how you did that. So I want you to come back on screen because you didn't read it exactly the way it's on these notes. So I want you to go to the line about Romeo Valentine, and I want you to read exactly what I typed on there.
Okay. Right on there it says, do we have it on there? It says, Romeo Valentine segment, horrible. Absolutely horrible. So,
there you go. Thank you, Adam.
So
I know we're supposed to be able to show up.
Horrible. Right.
Hey,
there
it's so
horrible Romeo Valentine.
Hey, it's so horrible. I think our people will enjoy it because it's so bad. I mean, it's one of those shows. Let me tell you, as we have great feedback from the show. And as I'm reading, I have to put these glasses on. I'll tell you what, tomorrow night, Talking Memphis Wrestling, it will be Pat Trammell and Chris Ellis. And we will start this show by talking about the drama in AEW. We'll talk about all the BS with Punk and the Elite and its craziness going on there. We'll take a look at match by match preview of All In. It's done over $9 or $10 million. It is absolutely a packed card. Sunday, and Sunday at 6. We will do a review on that. We promise Sunday. Now, the big subject on tomorrow's show will be moving on from Memphis. Notable exits from Memphis. This will be a 2-part series, and we will have a little clip of promos battle to set at the very beginning stages of the Bill Dundee, Jerry Lawler, Loser Leave Town build-up. Then we will show what caused Jimmy Hart's exit Memphis Wrestling, the famous throwing powder at Lance Russell. We'll see the 1985 Loser Leave Town match between Randy Savage and Jerry Lawler. Then we will take a look because Coco Ware leaves for the WWF in 1986, September the 6th. But we have a Bill Dundee Coco Ware match before that I think you'll be interested in. Also, these two guys, the Freedom Fighters, turned into the Blade Runners, turned into the Ultimate Warrior and Sting, Helwick and Borden. We will talk about that on Talking Memphis Wrestling tomorrow. It'll be a packed show again. Thanks to Adam Dunn for co-hosting. Thanks to Adam Dunn for producing and going back to this show in 1999. Thanks to Randy Hills for filling in for Corey Macklin and doing a pretty decent job. Pretty decent job filling in for Corey Mack. Hey, love you guys. Thank you, Team Hills. Thank you, Adam Dunn. And we'll see you tomorrow on Talking Memphis Wrestling. Good night and for farewell and adios.
Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling.